So kids, whatever we studied last time, it's time to revise them. Then we will move on the next new topic. Okay. Next chemical property and something new, some different reaction we will see. Okay. So first, first of all, last time we studied about reaction with water. Okay. So when metals react with water, they form metallic hydroxide. When metals react with water, they forms metallic hydroxide. When metals react with water, they form metallic hydroxide. But what happens when non-metal react with water? What happens when non-metals react with water? Yes, for your kind information, let me tell you kids, non-metals do not react with water. Yes, non-metals do not react with water. Yes, non-metals do not react with water. For example, sodium. Sodium is a metal. Yes, sodium is a metal. If you take this piece of sodium, then dry it, then wrap in a cotton and put the sodium piece with cotton along with cotton in water. If you put sodium is a metal, sodium metal piece in water, what will you see? You will see that sodium will catch the fire. Yes, sodium will react vigorously. Why? Because sodium is very reactive metal. Sodium is very reactive metal. It reacts vigorously with water and catch fire. That's why we can say sodium is a metal and metal can react with water. So when sodium reacts with water, it forms sodium hydroxide. When sodium reacts with water, it forms sodium hydroxide, means NaOH. Sodium hydroxide means NaOH. You know already about sodium hydroxide, I think. I showed you in a lab. So when sodium reacts with water, it forms sodium hydroxide. So we can say when metals react with water, they form metallic hydroxide, but non-metals do not react with water. For example, phosphorus. Phosphorus do not react with water, but phosphorus react with air. When phosphorus is exposed to air, it catches fire. That's why phosphorus is stored in water. Phosphorus is stored in water and sodium is stored in kerosene. I hope you understood. Now let's see the next reaction with acid. So now kids, we will see the reaction with acid. Okay, reaction with acid. Okay, so kids, to understand it, we will do an activity. So first of all, what will you do? You will take test tube. In test tube, you will add hydrochloric acid HCl. You will add hydrochloric acid HCl. Okay, then you will add a small piece of aluminium foil. You will add a small piece of aluminium foil. First of all, what will you do? Step number one. Take hydrochloric acid in test tube. Take hydrochloric acid in test tube. Hydrochloric acid means HCl. Okay. What is the chemical formula of hydrochloric acid? HCl. Take hydrochloric acid in test tube. Step number two. Add small piece of aluminium foil. Step number 2, add small piece of aluminium foil. Step number 3, bring a burning matchstick near to this test tube, near to the mouth of test tube. What will you see? You will see that it will produce a pop sound, just like the sound when we open the bottle of cold drink. Yes, this is called pop sound. Okay. Now, if you take sulfuric acid, if you take sulfuric acid in test tube, and if you add copper, what will you see? If you add sulfuric acid in test tube and if you add copper, then what will you see? You will see that copper react with sulfuric acid. Copper react with sulfuric acid and it form, what will it form? Copper sulfate. Yes, it will form copper sulfate. Okay. So we can say that when metals react with acid, they can form sulfate. Okay. Now, let's move on the next point. So kids, is there a difference in the way metals and non-metal react with acid? Is there a difference in the way metals and non-metal react with acid? Yes, you will find the difference. What is the difference? You will see that metals react with acid, but non-metals do not react with acid. Yes. Sorry kids. Point number 1, metals react with acid, but non-metals do not react with acid. Okay. Metals react with acid, but non-metals do not react with acid. Metals react with acid, remember? And when you add hydrochloric acid, in a test tube, then a piece of aluminium foil, then you bring a burning matchstick, then what happens? Pop sound produced. What could the pop sound in some cases be due to when the burning matchstick is brought near to the mouth of test tube? Yes. You know why the pop sound produced when we bring burning matchstick? When we bring burning matchstick? Because of hydrogen gas. Because of hydrogen gas. Okay. So, kids, I hope you understood. Now, let's write the observation. Let's move on the next one. So kids, you can see the observation. You must have found that non-metals generally do not react with acid. Yes, I already explained non-metals do not react with acid, but metals react with acid. Yes, metals react with it and produce hydrogen gas that burns with a pop sound. You know, when you bring a burning matchstick near to test tube containing hydrochloric acid, when you bring a burning matchstick near to test tube containing hydrochloric acid, it will produce pop sound, just like the sound of opening when we open the bottle of cold drink. Okay, that is pop sound is produced. Okay, and when copper is added in sulfuric acid, then what will happen? Copper react with sulfuric acid and it forms copper sulfate. When copper is added to sulfuric acid, what is the chemical formula of sulfuric acid? H2SO4. When copper is added to sulfuric acid, it forms copper sulfate. Yes, but copper sulfate do not react with hydrochloric acid. Okay, I hope you understood. Copper does not react with dilute hydrochloric acid even on heating, but it reacts with sulfuric acid. Okay, please write down. I am giving you 10 seconds. So kids, you must have found that non-metals generally do not react with acids, but metals react with acid and produce hydrogen gas that burns with a pop sound. You must have noticed that copper does not react with dilute hydrochloric acid even on heating, but it reacts with sulfuric acid. Okay, now let's see one more activity. Let's move on the next point. Okay, so this activity you will do actually in the presence of teacher, or only teacher will do. Okay, to be demonstrated by the teacher means only teacher will do. You will not do this activity in laboratory. You will not do, because I cannot allow you to do all the experiment, because some demonstration can be very dangerous. So to be demonstrated by the teacher. Okay, during the preparation of sodium hydroxide solution, care should be taken that pellets of sodium hydroxide are handled with a plastic spatula. So we will do this experiment. In this experiment we will take sodium hydroxide, yes, which metal we will take, which reaction metallic solution we will take sodium hydroxide, and we will use a spatula. Spatula is just like a tongue, or you can say just like a spoon. Spatula is just like a spoon. Okay, spatula is just like a spoon. We will take pellet of sodium hydroxide with the help of plastic spatula. Okay, so you can write down if you wish. I am giving you 10 seconds. So kids, that this is should be demonstrated by the teacher only. Okay, during the preparation of sodium hydroxide solution, care should be taken that pellets of sodium hydroxide are handled with plastic spatula. Now let's move on the next point. So kids, what will you do? What will you do? First of all, you will prepare a fresh solution of sodium hydroxide in test tube. Yes. First of all, what will you do? You will take 3 to 4 pellets of sodium hydroxide in 5 ml of water. Yes. You will add 3 to 4 pellets of sodium hydroxide in 5 ml of water. Then you will drop a piece of foil into it. Yes. You will drop a piece of foil into it. Then you will bring a burning matchstick. Then you will bring a burning matchstick near to the mouth of test tube. Near to the mouth of test tube. Then you will see the result. Okay, then you will see the result. So, what will you do, kids? You will take 3 to 4 pellets of sodium hydroxide in water. Then you will drop a piece of aluminum foil, then bring a burning matchstick near to it. Then you will see the result. When you will bring burning matchstick near to it, you will see that pop sound will produce, because of reaction of aluminum with hydroxide. Okay, that's why it happens. That's why pop sound is produced, because when they react, pop sound produce. The reason behind it is hydrogen gas. The reason behind it is hydrogen gas. Okay, now let's do one more activity. So kids, now let's understand displacement reaction by an activity. Okay, first of all, take 500 ml beaker and label them A, B, C, D and E. Okay, take 5 beaker and give the name, label them A, B, C, D, E, N. Okay, and take about 50 ml of water in each beaker. Yes, take 50 ml water in each beaker. Okay, dissolve in each beaker a spoonful of each substance. Yes, teaspoonful of each substance. What will you do now? You will dissolve chemical in each beaker. You will dissolve chemical in each beaker. Please write down. I am giving you 10 seconds. So kids, what will you do? You will take 5 beaker A, B, C, D, E and you will add 50 ml water. Then you will add 1 spoon chemical substance. Which substance you will add? Let's see in the next slide. Let's move on the next point. So kids, as you can see in beaker A, what will you do? Which substance you will take? In beaker A, you will take copper sulfate solution. Okay, which substance you will take? Copper sulfate solution. Okay, then in copper sulfate solution you will add zinc. In copper sulfate solution you will add zinc. Okay, in next beaker you will also take copper sulfate solution, but with iron nail. You will also add iron nail. Okay, now in beaker C you will take zinc sulfate with copper. Yes, now in beaker D you will add iron sulfate with copper. and in beaker E you will add zinc sulfate with iron. In beaker A, what will you take? Take 5 beaker of 100 ml, then with make it dilute by adding water. Add zinc in copper sulfate. Zinc for zinc, the symbol is Zn. Copper sulfate, the chemical formula of copper sulfate is CuSO4. Then you will, in next beaker B, you will add copper sulfate CuSO4 with iron. Yes, iron nail. The symbol for iron nail is Fe. And in beaker C you will add zinc sulfate with copper Cu, and in next beaker you will add ferrous sulfate with copper, and in last beaker, in beaker E, you will add zinc sulfate with iron. Okay, with iron. Then you will see the result. You will see some observation. Yes, you will see some observation. So let's check out the observation. Let's move on the next slide. So kids, as you can see the observation, so when you will add, then what will happen? All the substance you will add, then what will happen? You have read that one metal displaces another metal from its compound in aqueous solution. Yes. So what will happen? One metal will displace another metal. One metal will displace another metal. So one metal will displace another metal means displacement reaction will happen. Which reaction will happen? Displacement reaction will happen. Yes, what is displacement reaction? Such a reaction in which one substance displaces another substance. Yes, is known as displacement reaction. So in beaker A, zinc replace copper. Yes, from copper sulfate. Yes, in beaker A, zinc replace copper from copper sulfate. Why zinc replace copper? Because zinc is more reactive than copper. Okay, that is why the blue color of copper sulfate disappear and powdery red mass of copper is deposited at the bottom of the beaker. Yes, when zinc react with copper, sulfate solution, when zinc react with copper sulfate solution, then copper sulfate solution, which is in blue color, it disappear and zinc replace copper and new substance form, which is zinc sulfate. Okay, you can see the reaction represented as follow: copper sulfate CuSO4 plus zinc Zn, which is actually in blue color, which disappear, and zinc sulfate ZnSO4 plus copper is formed, which is in red color. Okay, or the color may fade away. You can write down the reaction. Okay, taking place in beaker B, similar this manner. Yes, you can write the same reaction which happens in next beaker. When copper sulfate react with iron, CuSO4 will react with Fe. When copper sulfate in beaker B, when copper sulfate CuSO4 react with iron Fe, then ferrous sulfate is formed, iron sulfate is formed, means copper is replaced by Fe, copper Cu is replaced by Fe, then FeSO4 will form. Okay, but in beaker CDE no reaction will occur. Okay, no reaction will occur because zinc and iron is more reactive. Okay, so please write down. I am giving you 10 seconds. So kids, I hope that you understood. Okay, now let's see the uses of metals and non-metals. Let's move on to the next point. Okay kids, let's see the uses of metals and non-metals. Okay, here are some interesting ones. We are sure that you will guess that right. Point number 1. Non-metals essential for our life, which all living beings inhale during breathing. Yes, non-metals are very essential for our life, which all living beings inhale during breathing. You know, oxygen is a non-metal, we breathe. Yes. And nitrogen is used by plants. Okay, hydrogen is very useful. So these are non-metal, which are essential for life. Next point, non-metals used in fertilizer to enhance the growth of plants. Yes, non-metals are used in fertilizer. Nitrogen, urea, they are used. Potash in fertilizer for the growth of plants. Non-metals used in water purification process. Yes, bleaching powder is used in water purification process. Next point, non-metal used in purple colored solution. Yes, non-metal used in purple colored solution, which is applied on wound as an antiseptic. Yes, okay. And non-metal is used in cracker. Yes, non-metal. Phosphorus is used in cracker. Okay. And can you tell me the uses of metals? Yes, silver, gold, they are used to make jewelry. Yes, am I right? Iron is used to make bridge. Yes, iron is used to make bridge and many other things. Yes, am I right? So, can you tell me some more uses of metals? Metal. Aluminium is used to make foil. Yes, okay, which is used to wrap the food. Okay, these are some uses of metals and non-metals. I hope you understood. Now it's time to ask question from you. Let's move on the last point. Okay, it's question number 1. Write some uses of metals and non-metals. Yes, write some uses of metals and non-metals. Use number 1, not non-metals. Non-metals are essential for our life. Oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, they are essential for all living being. Okay. Nitrogen is used in fertilizer to enhance the growth of plants. Yes, in urea, nitrogen is present. Next, bleaching powder is a non-metal. Bleaching powder is used in water purification process. Okay. Next is phosphorus. Phosphorus is used in crackers, and there are many drugs are made of non-metal, like sulfur drug. Okay, which is actually made of sulfur. Okay. And if I talk about metals, iron, gold, silver are used to make jewelry. Iron is used in making house. Yes, iron is also used in making bridge. Okay. Aluminium is used to make aluminium foil, to make the door of house. Iron is also used to make the door of house. Okay. The remaining use you will find yourself. Okay, remaining uses you will find yourself. Okay. Next question number 2, explain displacement reaction with example. Yes, what is displacement reaction? Such a reaction in which one metal react with another metal and displaced it. Such a reaction in which one metal displace another metal. Okay, such a reaction in which one metal displace another is known as displacement reaction. Example, when zinc react with copper sulfate, when zinc Zn react with copper sulfate CuSO4, when zinc react with copper sulfate, it forms zinc sulfate and copper is displaced. So the blue color of copper sulfate is fade away. And okay, when copper sulfate react with iron Fe, when copper sulfate react with iron, then it forms iron sulfate and copper is displaced. I hope you understood. The chapter is completed. Now we will meet in next class with new chapter. Till then, bye bye.